Nisha, the night mesmerized you with eternal beauty. A soulful breeze touched directly to your heart, a blissful sound of leaves kissing each other's, and moonlight created a fabulous canvas all composed a wonder of the world. However, Nisha might be how much magical and charming, a shiny ray abruptly made its history. If diamond days of life remain forever, sun shines ever changes the face of the coin of Nisha the night. Viran. Once upon a time traveled such a journey where no one can desire to reach the destination. His life became a journey but could not make a destination. His story of life got moonlight when Nisha became a fellow traveler on his journey. Nisha was in her charming days. Her color was not like a fair and lovely girl, but her confident eyes and firm voice took her beyond the poster girls. She had a good fit, and her values and work ethic created a full package of an empowered diva. She was a teacher by profession of primary class in a reputed school in the town. She holds advanced touch over all other stuff, and her tech-savvy nature and nature of sharing her knowledge with a fellow being were extra feathers of her cap. Viran also joined that school as a guest faculty for sharing his expertise in mathematics and science. He joined temporary that school to enrich students' learning of his neighborhood. The fact of plants and animals, they first introduced to each other. Viran discussed with students and shared a strange fact about plants and animals with new perspectives which were slightly different from their previous knowledge. Students claimed that Nisha Madam taught the same and confident that their madam seldom mistakes. Viran listened calmly and instructed students to correct the facts and committed that he would discuss it with their madam. After the class, Nisha and Viran talked on that topic. Nisha was right as the textbook mentioned that very fact, but very shrewdly. Viran opened layer by layer and made her understand the textbook's limitations and urged us the teacher to bear the responsibility to unfold the truth in front of the students despite the textbook or syllabus giving a different point of view. It was the fantasy of first-sight love, with a bitter conversation between Nisha and Viran culminating in the cloud of romance. Now Nisha often shares her query with Viran, and Viran pondered his intellectualism. Nisha alone was the star of that school, but now she shared her stardom with Viran, and both created a new height in their profession. Along with this, their love saga was continue. All school staff felt happy about such a sweet pair and blessed them. Viran reached Nisha's home at once school was over, and they spent a romantic afternoon until students came for tuition. Viran left the house half-heartedly with half-finished work. Nisha and Viran hardly said 3 words of expressing their love, but they moved far beyond any limitation and became one soul. The journey was so smooth and sustainable that they reached every day on a new destination of romance and were free from all fear of society and blah blah. Their love story was the favorite gossip of their colony and among their students. Her mother appreciated them also. On a good warm evening, Nisha was confident as usual to talk about Viran with her father. She explained in detail as she narrated a life story. She talked about Viran's education, sense of humor, social credibility, intellectual attitude, good tuning in school, and how their friends and students appreciated their togetherness. Mr. Raghavir, spellbound as a great storyteller, created the magic. Nisha untold with so passionately each page of her love story, which she believed was never open to anyone as it was very personal to them. But it was a matter of flow, and the river started its journey and flow in only one direction. Her mother tried to jump between father and daughter chit-chat, but all efforts all in vain, as Nisha left no entry for anything else. As a great story end or movie watched, left thoughtful and appreciated wholeheartedly, and we moved for the next with those augmented expectations. Mr. Raghavir was a bank manager, and this time he utilized all his managing skills and got success also, and left a diplomatic answer which can be understood from an audience's perspective. Nisha failed this time to catch this time. Papa told. We live in a progressive society. And you got well education and choices to choose your vocations. With no discrimination we afford your upbringing, and you also provide us a good moment of pride. But we are all bound with the destiny, and we have to follow our great culture and give our best to fulfill our traditions. You are in the age of fantasy and no harm in it, but after all, we are never separated in our identity and should not be. As I know about Viran. All good but not for us. How can you forget that we cannot make relation outside of our caste and without the consent of our elders? What reply do we give to society? Our society has a lot of expectations for us, and we each time on to the mark. You also help us. We are living in the age where we have to live happily with all types of people. There is no other choice. It is the only way to live gently in this diverse society. But we have choices for marriage, etc. And it's our sole responsibility to live for the betterment of our society. We will never change our path and always add value to our caste reputation in society. Nisha got this unexpected view of his father. She was the grace of his father. She wished and was confident that she would make him understand and make it out of this strange phase which was never come before. This time his father took a step and called her princess, and elegantly put his hand off her daughter's head and told dear Nisha, you are the reason for the happiness of our family. I wished you would have a great career, and a splendid future. My friend's son studies at Dehradun Hotel Management College. I met him and visited that college. It is a great place to study. My friend can help through management quota to get admission to that college. I talked to him, and next week we got a final answer. See what happens. We human beings try only. Next in the hand of God. Nisha watched the prospectus for a long, felt happy, and imagined Dehradun's lifestyle in the management college. Her father very well knew her hidden desire of her, but he was afraid to send her daughter out of the native city now. This decision was a crucial chess game trick, so they weakened the love phobia of her daughter.
Viran and Nisha met for the next 3 days, and enjoyed a long chat this time, although they talked less and remained silent and loved each other physically. Yet in these 3 days Viran tried to understand and make any decision. Before this, Nisha went to her relative with her family. There she got news confirmed a seat in that very college. Nisha did not get time to tell Viran about her departure and entered her dream city. Viran tried a lot to contact her but got no suited news. Her father came to school and informed the school administration about Nisha's sudden departure. He talked about the normal well-being of Viran also. Mr. Raghuvanshi would go to Dehradun every holiday so that Nisha could not get a chance come to home. Nisha also flew on the dreamy plane, with new friends, new freedom, new fantasy, and of course college discipline and study. There was no room for Viran's love. She twice or thrice talked to Viran and share about Dehradun and college. Nisha's father knew the difference between calf love and love. There is no real love-like thing but only opportunities. We live in that opportunities and got our relationships, love, and other materialistic things. His philosophy was very simple. In Nisha's case got perfectly shaped also. Nisha, after 3 months, called Viran and described her new choices, and shared her new love, Anirudh. Anirudh also talked to Viran. Viran had lost his earth. He was amazed by such a destiny of life. he got numb and wept bitterly. He wept and wept, all his intellectualism failed, and he has only mourned soul this time. He witnessed of strange love vacuum, he had managed to get his conscience and found himself with innumerable questions around why he was the victim of this. Is love so bitter? What was the looping point of his love story? He need all answers but had questions. Time passed, Nisha felt or not, missed or not, who knows. But Viren, with his single breath, with a drop of each of his blood, Viren was alive, but in the moment that spent with Nisha, he was often filled with tears and tried to find his answers. Why? And why with him? Viren is still in search of those answers and thinks about how a girl has such a big heart that has no memory of the past, how it can be possible for a lover. Now it was a matter of the past 10 years, Nisha was happy with her hubby who was not her college boyfriend, and after that Nisha also got such shocked love situation and finally married Papa's choice boy. Viren was often lost in the sweet and sour memory of Nisha and talked to himself, I didn't think I would ever fall in love again. I know that everyone says that after a heartbreak, but the difference is that I'm not heartbroken. I'm not cynical, pessimistic, or sad. I'm just someone who once felt something bigger than anything else I'd ever felt, and when I lost it, I honestly believed I would never have that again. But I was 22 then, and life is long. And I'm feeling things right now that I haven't in a long, long time.
Viren was written for his love, his hope, and his mystic common sense still waiting for Nisha. Nisha was a such night of his life that has no end, only dark and deep dark. But who dares to stop the sun's shine? Sunshine came into Viren's life, but it was dark sunshine. He found seized within the love of his beloved. Love got meaning in his heart. He has no reason to move ahead from it. He has a lot of stories, memories, and more to tell, to write, to sing, to weep, to numb. He got happiness in the news of the well-being of his beloved Nisha. All of sudden one day Viren received a phone call. She was Nisha. She started saying, and Viren was just listening. Nisha told her that she was not happy to see his gloomy condition. That was her young age and she was not mature so much. Please live your life happily and forget her. It was a happy moment for him because he won. His belief won. His hope won. He received her call, which was waiting 14 years. But he could not understand the unmatured love. Is such a phenomenon also exist? He believed still Nisha also loved him so much, and it was the circumstances that were not in his favor of him. Love flourished only in lovable circumstances. So one must not kill that circumstance. It is opportunities that have all answers and give meaning to love.